And it is necessary if the ladybug holder wants to use creation. Creation is the ultimate essence of the Ladybug Miraculous, the sole reason our mighty elder once created it. A ladybug holder shall be considered a master once she becomes capable of unleashing the power of creation. Reaching her full potential means that the holder is not only able to use her power as many times as she desires, but even her transformation will happen on her accord. Hence, the presence of her kwami, as well as the ladybug earrings, will not be required from that day onward. If that occurs, the jewels shall be bestowed upon the next generation. But to reach this level, first the ladybug holder must learn how to bring her powers to the surface by... What is my favorite princess up to? Favorite? To the best of my knowledge, I am the only princess in your acquaintance. I beg to differ. I'll have you know that not one princess and one duchess has had the privilege of making my acquaintance. And needless to say, they all have yearned to be in my company. Is that so? So should I feel honored upon Prince Felix not only gracing me with his presence, but even addressing me as his favorite? Precisely! You see, I do not indulge anyone with my attention, but you shall rest assured, princess. As my favorite, and as my wife, you have the honor and privilege of enjoying my company for the rest of our lives. So I should be grateful, you suggest? Must I remind you that such privilege would have never even occurred to you had it not been for a marriage of convenience? I'm afraid your generous act of choosing me over dallying with the other ladies cannot be seen as chivalrous as you would like. I think you better reconsider this statement of yours. I don't know what convenience you're talking about, my princess. This was undoubtedly a choice of the heart on my behalf. Mwah. A choice of your heart, obviously. By the way, to your question, I was just reading this while waiting for a certain someone to finally be ready. My deepest apologies for keeping your highness waiting, but I must have you know that all this does not happen on its own. Ugh, he's so insufferable. What are you looking at? Is the view to your liking? What? You ought to stop fishing for compliments. Everyone knows how terribly good-looking you are. So, where was I? In order to unleash the power of creation, she must clear her mind of anything in her surroundings and... Found anything useful? I could have if someone would finally stop distracting me. Oh, so does this mean I'm a distraction to you? I rather call you a nuisance. How rude of you, princess! Who, let me tell you, is extremely handsome and as such shall not be treated this way. I start to think that you prefer your precious book over your precious husband. I'm afraid that might be the case. Unfortunately, I haven't found much in the book so far. As Katnor's master told me, this codex mainly focuses on the life of my ancestors, who were holders of the Ladybug Miraculous, but I found nothing that could aid me. What about your ladybug's powers? So far, nothing in that regard either. As it appears to be, they only wrote down the first occasion they used their power on their own, but not how they achieved that. The truth is that most of my ancestors had someone, their mothers most of the time, to guide them, hence no struggles learning to wield this power. Thus, they didn't feel the need to explain it meticulously for future generations. I don't have my mother to help me. However, unlike them, I don't have anyone to help me. What about Tiki? Can she help you with this? Where is she, by the way? Last night's patrol drained her more than usual, so she decided to call it a night already. Unfortunately, she can't really aid me with this. Kwamis help you transform until you become ready to do that on your own. But in terms of reaching your powers, they can't be of help. Master Fu is probably the closest thing I will ever get to as a mentor, but the power of destruction and creation are opposite of each other, hence different methods to unleash them. So for the time being, all I ought to rely on is this codex, which is not much of use. Indeed, at least it wasn't until now. Actually, I just reached a chapter written by my grandmother. Unfortunately, it's quite difficult to figure out what she wrote, even with the in which she's talking about how to create a single object. Hey, give it back! Nope, I will help you with the reading. Give it back! Your obstinacy never fails to surprise me, Marinette. You just told me that you're in need of someone's aid, so why don't you let me be one for you? I'll have you know this is not my first time reading books written in codes, so by now I've become an expert in decipherment. Is there anything you are not exceptionally good at? I'm afraid I must decline your generous offer, my prince, since Master Fu entrusted only me with the alphabet. This is something your wife must solve on her own. You seriously make me believe that you cherish this codex more than your husband? Maybe. Well, I shall not let that happen, princess. Yes! Huh? Oh, you little... Ugh! Are you satisfied now? Quite so. Well, I am not. Thanks to you, both of our attires are ruined. Why does it matter to you? As far as I know, you are not fond of this dinner either. Besides, must I add, how adorable I find this messy look of yours? Ah, so this was that so-called aid you were aiming for? Smooth as always, Prince Graham. The intrusion is beyond all pardoning. Pardon me for disturbing you two in whatever you were about to do, but the king is waiting for the royal couple. Shall we go then? You can go ahead with Alia. I still need to gather something, but I will join you two on your way. All right then. Her knowing your secret would lead to the end for you and for her. Much, much worse. I presume you've been carrying out your royal duties, right? So Marinette, tell me, how have you been nowadays? Yes, father, I've been working diligently. I've been informed that... I must say that I'm pleasantly surprised to hear that. I was loath to find out that you've been neglecting your royal duties. I've been informed that you tend to cut your attendance short at courtly events and are unwilling to host tea parties nor soirees for the ladies of the upper class. 5 minutes. It took father 5 minutes to endure without scolding me. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I assure you that my devotion to my duties was never wavered, for which I have not but the cure of this disease in my mind. I suspected as much. It appears you have once again forgotten your duties as the princess of this kingdom. Pardon me if I am wrong, father, but isn't it my duty to do everything within my power to preserve the peace and ensure my subjects' well-being? To give a sense of stability to them? To give a sense of stability, exactly, which is why you are expected to be a gracious hostess, to entertain our guests and attend every courtly event. I thought we'd laid this matter to rest by now, Marinette. You've not to fret over the infection. I can handle that issue myself. If you are so concerned with political matters, you should focus on ensuring the future of the kingdom by fulfilling your marriage. What are you suggesting? To produce an heir, obviously. To secure the succession of the Agreste dynasty, or... Or is that the reason behind your change of demeanor of late? Pardon, father? Is the new heir already on their way, perhaps? That is not the case yet, to my dismay. What? You won't get away with this! However, I'm inclined to agree with the princess that there are more pressing matters at hand than her bearing a child. To find salvation from this disease is more imperative than any other matter, including our relationship with the neighboring realms. As for your concerns toward the succession, Your Highness, dare I say there is no reason to worry. The royal bloodline has already been secured in the person of the crown princess. What is he? I think not, Prince. Might I intrude on this lovely display of familial affection for a moment? In fact, I've come to a realization of late that I believe we are here to enjoy our time together as a family and to leave our differences behind for once. Or was it wrong of me to assume that? Lady Sancourt is right. You may serve the second course. Half an hour later. Huh? Father, is there something wrong? Are those the latest reports? It's about the eastern region. It appears the disease has spread throughout the entire eastern fields. What? No, that cannot be true! See it for yourself if you don't believe me. Oh gosh, Father is right. This is way worse than I have thought before. Father, if the rot keeps spread this rapidly, then at this rate, if all the croplands are infected, the freshly sowed seeds will also die, which means the people in the eastern areas won't have enough crops to harvest next year. Should the worst outcome befall, we are bound to lose the most significant region. How could Father eat all these luxurious meals heartily after hearing this news? This feels so wrong. Marinette, are the dishes not to your liking? You've barely touched a morsel, dear. You should know better than to leave your cutlery idle while others are dining. It could be considered as an insult to the host and— Mother, stop this at once! Your Grace, words of concern are most kind, but I can assure you that the dish is excellent. However, pray pardon me for my sudden loss of appetite. Upon hearing such distressing news about the state of our kingdom and a possible famine that might befall us, which famine must be prevented! We must do everything within our power to prevent that, Father. Restraining yourself from eating would hardly be of use, least of all to our people. I'm well aware, Marinette. Now, would you please return to your meal and let us finish this dinner peacefully for once? How many threshed grains do we have in our granaries in those areas? Barely more than half of last year's amount due to the decrease in crop yields. That's hardly enough. What of our richest territories? If we have enough surplus in our storehouses, it could be a decent food source for the most affected regions. That could work. However, given the number of infected regions, it likely won't suffice as an ultimate solution. Wait, the South Kingdom! If neither our prime granaries nor the wealthiest regions have enough food amassed, that means our kingdom is bound to face an inevitable demise, not to mention our foreign relationships with the South. This is quite a bold thing to suggest, but this might just happen to be our only chance to survive. I believe that the best course of action is to seek help from the other realms. From Prince Confiding, shall I say? Confiding, as in King Jagged's son? I genuinely hope that you're joking, daughter. No, I'm being serious, Father. I'm fully apprised of our relationship with the South Kingdom. But Prince— Then how could such nonsense leave your lips? You know exactly well how much of a threat that irksome kingdom means to us. Asking for their help would mean one thing, that our kingdom is weaker than theirs. Which is the last thing we want them to know, should we want to avoid another war, because that tyrant king sought to wreak havoc on every aspect of our lives and wants to seek our damnation. All the more reason to act wisely and reasonably now. You shall rest assured I want nothing but the best for our people, but If we're unable to provide food supplements, let alone ensure their safety, then we ought to swallow our pride and seek help. I know that we must beware of the South's king, but there's no reason to harbor animosity between us and Prince Confiding, whose interest aligns with ours. All I'm asking of you is to just... I don't want to hear any more of this absurd suggestion. Enough, Marinette! As daughter of the king, you must not bring shame upon the palace's name by speaking up so boldly. It's evident that you once again proved how ill-suited you are for the matters of this state. I spoke too much, too heedlessly, Father. Please pardon me. Huh? With all due respect, Your Highness, but please take into consideration the princess's suggestion. It should be in our best interest to join forces with others and preserve the peace, although I'm not so fond of Prince Confiding either. I know for certain that he is not on the same side as his father. In fact, it was he who informed the princess about his father's ill intentions. Exactly. We shall acknowledge that the state of our kingdom has been long exposed in front of the South. They're just waiting for the best opportunity to declare war. Prince Confiding, on the other hand, shares the same interest regarding our kingdom's relationship. Not to mention, he is the only son of King Jagged. Hence, being the sole heir to the South's throne, he can ensure the alliance between our nations and even aid us in terms of food supply. No! I'm not willing to hear any more of this from either of you. We aren't in need of others' aid. No good will come out of our neighbors finding out that we're not capable of handling this matter on our own, for we must... Father! We have to acknowledge that solving this problem is beyond our capabilities. Our people are more important than our pride, and... It's not about pride, Marinette. Do not mistake me for someone who would watch idly as the subject of his kingdom suffer. You don't know anything. Stop your nonsense at once, lest I haven't made myself clear we will not beseech for others' help. Father, I beg you to reconsider. All I ask of you is to just heed me, given that I am soon to become the queen. But you are not yet. And as of now, I doubt you will ever be one. Sir, by all means, this was very much undeserved and unjust to Marinette. She only meant... You need not justify her actions, Natalie. I doubt you ever will be one. I doubt you will ever be one. I doubt you will ever be one. Her behavior tonight just fortified my judgment that she is not. I will never be enough for my father, will I? Be strong. Don't let him see that he got to you. She has no notion of the entire situation. It is the height of hubris to believe that a mere princess could ever... If only he wasn't my damn king, I would give him a piece of my mind. Treating his own daughter like that, if only he could recognize the worth of the gem he's so vehemently tossing aside. I am sorely disappointed. I expected more from the two of you. I want neither of you involved in matters of state, especially regarding this infection. I alone shall be the one handling this matter. You can rest assured. I won't stop until I get a hold of... Get a hold of what, exactly? Nothing. The dinner is over. You can rest assured. I won't stop until I get a hold of... Get a hold of what, exactly? Nothing. The dinner is over. Please accept my sincerest apologies on King Gabriel's behalf. Huh? Marinette, may I have a word with you outside? Of course you may. Well, this dinner was certainly interesting. If by interesting you mean your conduct toward the princess was quite repugnant, then yes, it was interesting indeed. Why, pardon me, son. I was merely concerned over her rather inappropriate table manners. My sole intention was to preclude any further improper acts from happening. Drop the act, Mother. We both know you aren't doing this out of concern, but for your own desire to undermine the princess in front of the king. Meanwhile, so why did you ask to have a conversation with me privately? Am I in trouble? Trouble? No, of course not. Then, what would you like to tell me? Marinette, it's about your father. You see, given the tribulations of being the king, there are a lot of things weighing on your father's shoulders. As of late, he's been dealing with some really irksome inconveniences. As if he's the only one. I know it shall not be used as an excuse for his demeanor towards you, nor am I intending to do that. There are several things I would have done differently had I been in your father's place, including the way he's treating you. For this reason, I'm asking you to avoid bandying words with him, over this matter in particular. But I know and I understand. Still, it would be best if I could keep my lips sealed and conduct myself the perfect, obedient little princess way would, according to my dear father. Is it because he still doesn't believe in me? Is it not? It's not true. Your father you could hear him yourself, Auntie. He made it clear during the dinner what his true opinion about me inheriting his throne. But how could I ever prove myself worthy if he isn't even willing to hear me out? I always attempted to discuss the matters of state with him, but each time I dared to voice my opinion, I was only met with his constant criticism and disapproval. I cannot recall the last time I've heard any words of fatherly warmth from him, nor any sign that he saw me as his daughter and not just as a marionette he could just showcase to the nobility. Marinette, your father loves you, you know? But he's always struggled being affectionate with his loved ones and even more so ever since your mother passed away. He's not the only one suffering of grief after her death. But it does not give him the right to disregard others, to disregard me constantly. I would have needed him. I would have needed him the most during these difficult times. To be with me, to let us grieve together, to overcome that excruciating ordeal as father and daughter. But it doesn't matter to me anymore. I have learned to accept it, that I can never count on my father. Henceforth, Felix and I will work tirelessly on our own, and we won't stop until we find salvation and save our people. We will do everything. Huh? You really have grown into a remarkable woman, Marinette. Look at you. Despite the harsh criticisms and judgment you've received, you still aren't relinquishing your claim to the throne. You relentlessly pursue doing what you believe is right, no matter what others might say. You have this strong sense of responsibility for your kingdom. It's evident just by seeing how much you care for your people. Thank you, Natalie. Might I add, I am beyond happy to notice how you and Felix have grown much closer as of late. Oh, yes. We've been diligently working on the solution for the past weeks. I believe it's more than just a simple alliance between the two of you. It's so obvious the way he looks at you says it all. I've always known that you two would eventually get along, but this is something beyond that. It's plain to see how he cherishes your company and how protective of you he has become. You think? Wow. And I can tell it's not just him who feels this way. Well, you know, it is rather concerning how this girl has bewitched you to the extent you're going against your own mother and your family's interests. You must admit, at least, that you are not fond of her little suggestion regarding Prince Confiding either, and— Enough, Mother! I seem to recall advising you to refrain from insulting my wife. I will not have anyone, not even you, hurt her or cause even a single tear to leave her eyes. I fail to make sense of why you despise Marinette so much, but if you are this concerned for the fate of our family and our kingdom as you claim, You should rather aid us in finding the cure for this disease. I can't believe Mother. Meanwhile, this is bad. This is really bad. The state of our kingdom is continuously deteriorating while that irksome South keeps penetrating our borders and threatens us. You have nothing to fret over, Your Highness. We're close to finding them. It's just a matter of time, and time is something we can ill afford. That damn Miraculous is our only chance. We can't have them find out even more about us. You are dismissed. If you find any side of the Codex, report to me immediately. Do not worry, my king. Soon all our tribulations will come to an end. A few days later, I failed again. First, close your eyes and breathe slowly. Let's try it one more time. Try to clear your mind and concentrate solely on the object you want to create. Visualize what it looks like, what color it has, and how it would feel in your hands. Good. Now focus on your hands and try to conjure it. Master, did you see that? See, I told you all you needed was a little patience. Yes. No, it's still not enough. I'm still halfway to conjuring an object. Let's do it again! Teacup, 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 teacup. Nothing, I failed again. It's okay, Ladybug. We finally made some progress today, and that is what matters. Master, I have no reason to be satisfied. I know that you keep telling me to be patient and take my time, but time is the one thing I cannot allow to have. Mastering creation is still far beyond my capability, while those I swore to protect keep suffering. You're not at fault for struggling so hard with this, Ladybug. Unlike Cat Noir, your guardian isn't by your side. I'm doing my very best at guiding you, but by all means, my knowledge of creation is inadequate. Look, I initially intended to avoid this, because the hazard this could bring upon you, but I will tell you everything I know about the Ladybug Guardian and her whereabouts. However, be extra careful with this information. Later that night. Plague? What the? What? I was just being careful. Fine, fine. Go back to your hiding spot at once. So, the Queen of Overwork doesn't know rest, huh? She does. In fact, she's desperately craving for some. But I have to write this letter first. Well, go ahead then. But you know, if my prince fancies a peaceful night without his princess kicking him in his sleep, due to her troubled mind by the unfinished tasks, then you better leave her alone. How rude! Can't a husband be with his wife after not seeing her all day? Well, you know, if it was about something else, I'd gladly jeopardize a peaceful sleep. Okay, I'm out. It's an intriguing thought, but I'm afraid you won't be jeopardizing anything tonight. You're too cruel, Princess. You can't possibly intend to neglect your husband for your duties again. Since he apparently doesn't let me do my work. Yes, this is exactly what I'm intending to do. Now, would you please let me finish this? Of course. So anyway, what is this letter for? I've never seen you writing a letter to anyone before. So he indeed doesn't let me finish it. If you really want to know, I'm still not making any progress regarding my powers, although Master Fu is constantly encouraging me and claiming that I'm close to possessing the creation power. But even he admitted that it would be easier and faster if I could train with my guardian. Hold on, I thought you didn't know who she is or where she lives. Or if she is even alive, for that matter. Indeed, I've never met her before, and Master hasn't seen her for decades either. He only knows that her name is Marianne Lenoir, and that she lives, or lived, in Rhone Alps. Wait, but that's a territory of the South Kingdom! I know. This is exactly why we haven't tried contacting her before, but it doesn't matter anymore. I know we haven't got much time left, hence I have to find a way to get in touch with her as soon as possible. And in order to do that, I'm writing a letter. To Luca. Bluehead? Ugh. He's our sole ally from that kingdom. Come on now. I didn't have much of a choice. I'm aware. The south border is far away even if I go there as a ladybug, which wouldn't be a smart idea anyway. The people of the south could easily take her presence as a threat, so it leaves me no choice but to approach Luca instead. I trust him. I know he will be of our aid. I don't know that guy that much, but if you trust him, so do I. Thank you. I've already told you last time that you have my support in everything. But I still don't like that guy. I know. So, may I take a look? Of course you may. I'm almost done with it, to be honest. I'm just having a hard time figuring out how to write it by not giving out too much information. Obviously, I couldn't tell him I'm Ladybug, who's searching for her guardian. What do you think? It seems good, except... Except what? Except the beginning? Why did you have to call him dear? Ugh, you had me worrying for nothing. It's not nothing. Please, I don't have time for this. I really want to finish this tonight. Though I'm quite exhausted already. No, that letter can wait. Hey, what are you... I won't have some bluehead prince exhaust my wife. Especially at night when she could be occupied with something else. Is that so? Well, I think my husband is right as always. Always, huh? I should indeed be sleeping by now. Why, thank you. Oh, this was an unfair move, even from you, princess. Just you wait. This is what you get for not letting me finish my work. This woman will be the death of me.